You write, you treat, you provoke, you mock public themes. You write about America. Has that writing over these years, now collecting a great volume of collected work with new work still coming out, has that writing had a political effect?
I think it's had some. You know, I saw Bob Dylan a couple of weeks ago, this being, what, December '94, and he was saying, who owns all the money? Who owns the media? As he travels around the world, he notices that all the media change their story every week, that somebody is directing that. And who owns all the money, he was saying. And it was like he knew he had a great deal of power to influence people's psyches or minds or thinking or psychology or opinionation. And yet his own power was minuscule compared to the power of the moguls of the media. And in America, it's only 22 people who own 80% of the mass media. So that it would be very difficult for a poem or a poet to overcome that barrage of bullshit. On the other hand, poetry is the only place where you get an individual person telling his subjective truth, what he really thinks, as distinct from what he wants people to think he thinks, like a politician or someone preparing an editorial in a dignified newspaper. So if you need the historical truth of what people think inside, you have to follow Shelley and his admonition that poets are the unacknowledged legislators of the race. Or what Carlos Williams said more acutely was, the government is of words. After all the people making political speeches, they're writing prose, if not poetry, and they're trying to get a little flowery language in there. But the language is shifty, and the language is manipulative. And people who are advertising or even doing ordinary mass media are still inhibited and can't say what they really think. But the poet can say what he really thinks authentically. And that's the advantage, and it's longer lasting than the immediate radio broadcast or television broadcast, because poem is like a radio that can broadcast continuously for thousands of years. So in the long run, it may have an ameliorating effect on the spirit.